Me and Babbles.
Okay, so welcome to session number, wrong game. So we'll switch over to the right game.
69.
69, yes. It is handy having them for the different games, but...
Also known as Pisces.
Or the yin and yang.
Yeah, yin and yang.
Okay, so we're up to session number 69. Characters have been travelling in Ethengar, and Camdu went on a spirit quest with a bunch of other people.
Woo!
Where she got to ask 3 questions and got back 4 answers, which will be detailed soon.
Okay.
And you are in the lands of Genghis Khan.
Sorry, Genghis Khan.
Though his name is, this version is known as Mogwai Khan
Mogwai Khan.
instead of Genghis.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright.
But he's the equivalent of Genghis Khan.
Okay. What's for real?
Today at the table we have Stefan, who's bringing in a new character.
Yep. I am Stefan and I'm playing Tidal Rift. He is a...
Crashing under the full moon.
Yes, if you want the full title, yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just so proud of it.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
He is a Water Genasi monk. So he
I've got to write
is
that down too.
humanoid appearance but blue kind of shade. From Nula town on Alegi Island. And he is a waterologist and aerologist, and currently seeking to learn the other elements as well. Kind of Avatar thing, in a way. He is a bit of an interesting character. He is rather religious, but he doesn't put it before his comrades and so forth and all that.
So he's a bit of a what?
He's religious.
Oh, religious.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, my brain's just like...
But less so over the sessions with his previous party. And he's become an interesting character, to say the least. Put it politely.
We'll look forward to getting to know him, maybe?
Yes, I hope so.
On the bright side, he comes with a NPC by the name of Drazzle,
I remember Jessel.
who you've met before.
I think we're friends.
He writes books.
Oh, we get
Because of Cow Creeks. And yes, he writes books, which I read to my trees. Oh, tree.
It Drazzle's an NPC. That's awesome.
You do.
Yep.
And then
And Stefan's intro because we're just serving up dinner. But I'm gonna listen back to the recording again later.
Yep. So he's bringing his Tuesday character to Friday's game.
Okay. Okay.
Then Ariadne before she eats.
Oh, I've forgotten who I am. Because I used to be Calcrix until recently. I am a druid elf. Short version of my name is Thala. I basically serve a tree of life, and that's my only sort of goal in life. At the moment, I'm coming of age, and so I'm doing what everyone who comes of age in my clan does, and that is go out into the big world and acquire stories for my tree of life, no matter what the cost. And I'm a hugger.
So online today we have. I'll start with Em because she spoke up earlier.
I threw myself into it.
Yep.
Awesome. I play Zal, the current cleric, wizard of the party. Yep. Jeopardy is. Presuming everyone does it.
I'm sure no one heard Josh yell out "Failed Ranger" at all.
No.
I didn't hear Failed Ranger.
Well, he can do it again. There we go. And he's previously failed Ranger of the party. I have my trusty horse, Steed, and my other trusty Axby Steed, who are in constant fighting for my attention. Which we've been slowly working on, my Axby not murdering people for my attention. I think it's been going well, but we'll find out.
There was that murder spree through the Broken Lands.
Mm.
There was that murdering spree through the Broken Lands, yes. But I think there was just goblins, so that's okay.
Hmm.
Even though you do have a goblin as a dependent in the party.
Mm-hmm. Pilfering.
Oh, that's right. But we're not sure if he's actually goblin, though.
That's true.
Okay, so Josh.
Hi, I play Cheval. I am the Paladin!
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 Sorry.
Every time they see Josh's character, they get the word paladin, see it into their brain.
Or we see him, or we look in his general direction and we go, oh god, our eyes.
Paladin!
Cheval is very noisy for a paladin who doesn't really talk a lot.
I know, right? My armor and soul spit talking.
Just the way you
Okay,
pronounce
but
it,
you're shining smolder.
I'm just imagining it spelled wrong, like P-A-L-A-D-E-N or something.
Yeah, paladin!
Paladin.
I could be saying paladin.
Mm,
That'd be a bit worse.
Could be.
It's a bit of a fiery temper, but all in all, we're having fun.
It's more fun to say that way.
Isn't that only when your magic rock is tossed into the depths of the ocean?
No. just
That
fiery.
person is no longer with us anymore.
No, the rock still is.
Mm.
They still have a rock each.
Okay, so the missing PC tonight is Ross playing the swashbuckling halfling,
Is his lawyer still there?
and
Yodri's lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't think his lawyer's still there, but
No.
his dependent is.
Yeah.
And new player for today is Sammy, who will introduce her character.
Hello, I am Ilsa Garcia. I am a 4'8" wild fae elf. I am an arcane trickster, and my pure joy in life is just fun and impulsivity.
And the amusing thing is, she is taller than most of our other elves, but shorter than the other elves. She's probably the tallest of her entire family.
So she's a mini-me.
Pull short elf.
Well, but
Still shorter than Captain.
most of her family are in the 3 to 4 foot range, where most of the other elves are in the 6 to 7 foot range. always good to have outliers.
Mhm.
So, it has been a bit of time you've been resting in. Oh yeah, I missed Sue. So the most
Yeah.
important one, Sue.
I was going to
Thanks,
say,
Sue.
isn't she the main character for today's game?
Anyway,
A little bit.
so I'm Kandu. I'm a 6-foot-tall barbarian princess. Very muscly, very strong-willed, and yeah, I like to protect everyone else. My uncle is the Khan, and hence why I'm a princess. But yeah, he's given me special armor. I don't know what else to say.
Well, he did send you on a spirit quest.
Oh, that's true. He sent me on that food quest last time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the questions you asked?
No.
Thankfully, I've got them written down.
Good, thank you.
So, would you like to read out those questions
Yeah.
then? You did speak up.
Will the Great Khan be able to unite the tribes into one harmonious group? Will Kamdu's friends continue questing, travelling together? We've been travelling together so far for 9 years. What does Kamdu's future hold? And then the question that Kamdu least wants to know, that she is given an answer to, is when will she die and how?
Okay. So, after returning to the clans with her little bits of information,
Her answers?
her answers,
Mhm.
does Kamdu wish to tell other people what she asked and what she just responded with?
No, she'll keep it to herself unless I ask her.
So my character, sorry, I shouldn't be trying to eat and talk at the same time.
In which case, you'll be getting the answers sent to you via Skype.
Okay, cool.
Because
Sorry, via Facebook. So it's just for you.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay.
I am a curious person and I always need stories for my tree, so I immediately ask, what did you get told? In the excitement of like a 4-year-old that doesn't know how to stop repeating themselves until they get an answer. I'll wait for you to open up the email and read it though.
No, she's got it on her thing now.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
pretty quick.
I'm reading it now.
It's in no particular order, by the way.
Why
The spirits never make it easy for you.
would they? Life would be less exciting.
So, Sue, would you like me to read that out to the rest?
Yeah, they want to know. Sure.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So she got 4 responses back from the spirits after asking those 3 questions. Her first response was, when you make the choice between your people, friends or family as being the most important aspect of your life, the spirits will come to your aid and you will succeed beyond your wildest dreams and utterly fail the other 2.
Did I hear that right?
Yes,
When she makes a choice,
that's most important to her between her people, her friends or her
her
family.
family, so she's got to choose one.
Mhm.
She'll succeed at either her people, her friends, or her family, but fail
Utterly fail.
utterly fail
The other 2.
with the other 2.
Yep.
So if she succeeds with her people, she'll fail her friends and family
Yep.
utterly.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
They are spirits, and they do answer with interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
The second response they give you is, the bonds of your past friendships have been broken. You can never be what you once were, nor will you remain the same as you venture forth to lay claim to your destiny, destroying what your friends once cherished.
Oh,
The third response you get is, it's almost time for all the clans to unite and show the world what strength can be found in the people of the steppes. It can be changed, stopped, or accelerated, as you still have a part to play in its unification or destruction. What are you willing to sacrifice to succeed?
Not me.
And the last answer you were given was, punishment, enslavement, torture, and death await you on your chosen path of one of many possible destinies. A spark of greatness is there. It will grow, burn brightly for a time, or simply go out, are all based on your choices and those around you.
Okay.
Yeah, people have to leave me.
So yes, her question to the Great Spirits came back in basically 4 different versions of a prophecy.
Fantastic.
And technically they're all true. And the best thing about spirits is it's always from a certain point of view.
Something.
And you return to a celebration where your trusty guard has been forced to prepare food for the last week while you've been away.
Cheval.
Yep.
Ah. I'm not laughing.
And so Cheval's been on cooking duty for the first time in probably 10 years.
Everybody's gonna die.
At least you can make campfire and you know, stovetop without too much effort, right?
I am, yep.
You finally know.
And she's preparing the grand feast for the Great Khan and all the leaders of the tribes.
Oh, playing the wrong character. I can't say that now.
That bit you in the butt fast.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't sing this time.
No, I was gonna say something cheeky to Cheval, but it's not my character.
Tell us out of character anyway, just because it's funny.
Out of character is gonna say charcoal is not a food group, Cheval.
Yeah, see, that was worth hearing.
I'm sure that was pointed out multiple times. Which is probably why it took over a week to prepare.
Probably.
So you arrive to a festival of sound and colour. Lots of flowers in bloom. The sea of flowers is the brightest you've ever seen. Just miles and miles of different wildflowers. And it's considered the choicest of all the grazing lands, reserved for the Khan himself. So arriving in at camp, you see that there are many different people here, as well as Chauvel. You recognize through your travels the Dragonborn Drazzle is here with some people as well. He does stand out because he is about 7 feet tall.
Do I see Drazzle as well?
Amongst a group of people who are about 4.5 feet tall.
Picture iconic scene. Everything gets slowed down as Thala runs towards Drazzle and jumps into his arms and gets a hug.
He always hugs. He's a hugger.
He knows me from Cow Creeks. We're both huggers. That's it. That's my bit. I just get my hug. I'm good.
And Drazzle just walks still hugging you.
That's fine. I don't mind being carried around for a bit, even if he kicks me under his arm like that. I'm cool.
So you do see a big horse pulling a big wagon behind him.
Ooh. What's in the wagon?
In the wagon you see what appeared to be a Genasi and a tiny elf.
Not a fire Genasi though.
No, water Genasi.
Okay, I recognise a water Genasi as opposed to Cheval, who I'm used to. Awesome.
They are quite easy to identify because they look bluish in color instead of the reddish in color that you've gotten used to.
Ooh. I gather Drazzle's talking to Chauvel though, because you said that Chauvel noticed Drazzle.
So, what would Chauvel like to be talking to Drazzle about?
Chauvel talking to Drazzle about how cooking is hard.
Drazzle starts writing down everything you complain about cooking.
Does Drazzle point out that charcoal's not a food group?
He notes it down,
Oh, okay.
but he doesn't point it out. He doesn't have to. Someone else did.
Oh, fair enough.
And you find that you have they have been welcomed as guests of the Khan, having Drazzle having known the Khan when he was younger. As Drazzle's prone to do.
Yep. I think.
I almost had a large hose pulling a cart.
You look at the
Well, it's just one letter off.
Yeah.
And while you're watching the large hose,
Am I still under Drazzle's arm?
yep,
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
you see it scratch its
Sorry,
four.
which way am I facing?
Backwards.
Okay, alright. I wave at the people in the cart.
You see it scratch its forehead with its rear hoof.
The horse.
Yeah.
I shuffle in
Over
my
the top of
pockets,
its back.
pull out some sugar cubes and offer them to said horse.
Okay. They disappear without their heads horse even coming near you.
Oh. Okay. Did the horse get them?
It appears to be munching on them.
Awesome. I'm good with that.
Tidal visibly shivers when the horse does the weird scratchy thing.
Did you wave back?
While he was
Too
shivering
busy
while waving hard to
shivering.
tell.
Oh. No?
Trying to, but also trying not to get freaked out by the horse thing.
Horse. Okay. Yeah.
And apparently there's a bunch of entertainers telling the story of a Nereid and a Genasi
What's a Nereid?
in a dungeon, which is a water nymph.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And you remember that because you read the book.
Ooh. Okay. So it's a Nereid and a water genasi
yeah.
in
In a epic
a
romance.
dungeon. Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic romance.
Oh, in an epic. Oh, that romance between like the fire genasi and
The water Genasi and the Nereid.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, my brain.
It's written by Dr. Azel.
Yeah. Right. It was a water genasi, wasn't it? Yeah. God, you could. Yeah. Okay, keep
It's
going.
all good. So yes, Drazzle introduces his two friends. He has Tides.
Yep,
He's just jotted your name a little bit for you, so you wouldn't feel too embarrassed.
that's fine.
He says Tides. He comes and goes.
Oh, no. Dad jokes, anyone?
Generally. I'll give a Turtle Clan greeting, seeing as we're in the Horselands clan. Is that right?
Well, you're in the lands of the Horse Lords, not in the Horse Clan.
Oh, okay, right. Oh,
But I understand the greeting,
okay.
even if they think you're a little backward.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he also introduces Isa.
Isa says, "Nay, bitches, welcome to the Horseland."
That sounds like a really down with it sort of person who I'll enjoy singing with later. I wave back though. I tried to do something cool, like a rapper type thing, but I'm really not that cool, so it just looks like I'm being clumsy.
Let's see. Is this actually working or not? Yep, it is sort of working. I turned the other noises down. But yes, you can hear a horse in the background.
Winnie there.
Depends on which bits I actually reduce the volume on.
I could make horse sounds if you like. I spent most of my childhood pretending to be one.
So yes, you were presented with many platters in the largest tent you've ever seen. Yes, you get to sit with the Great Khan.
Does Drazzle talk to Cam do it all?
Drazzle is busy talking with Cheval about and finding out about all Cheval's complaints about cooking.
Okay. Am I still under her arm? His arm?
He lets you go in if you want to.
Okay, alright. I will sit down with other people and just listen to everything and write it down as avidly as Drazzle does.
So you do tend to use more flowery words than Drazzle does?
It's my job. I need to entertain my tree.
Sometimes Drazzle writes down, greeted by boring person.
Oh.
But not for you.
Not for me?
No.
Oh, okay.
He gets greeted a lot.
Oh, okay. Oh. I'll try to make my greetings more entertaining next time. Like do a planned trip and somersault and then cartwheel and then produce a bunch of flowers.
Okay.
Hopefully that's more entertaining.
That is more entertaining.
Called you Tides, didn't he?
Yes, in this instance.
And sorry, what was Sammy's character's name?
Isa.
Isa?
Yeah.
ISA?
ILSA?
ILSA?
Ilsa.
Ilsa.
Ilsa. Sorry.
Yeah, don't mind me. I will get names wrong all the time.
And then I'll correct you 50,000 times. Not on purpose. Alright. Right, so... Right, cool. We're sitting at camp. Swapping stories, eating food. And I suppose the Great Khan asks Camdu how everything went.
Yes, it does have... Camdu is seated with the Great Khan in the middle of the chamber, and he asks what news you have to bring the lands from the Great Spirits. Apparently not much, he says at this stage.
Dropped out, maybe?
Are you there, Sue?
Yeah, I'm here, sorry.
It's all good. The Great Khan turns to you and says, what news do you bring the clans of what the Great Spirits have to say?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you tell everyone.
Okay, well, I'll actually say yes. It's time for all the clans to unite and show the world what strength can be found in the people's steps.
There's lots of cheering and celebrations.
Woo!
Woo!
And he asked, did the spirits provide any other instructions for its people?
Not really.
Well, you survived. That's always a great achievement. Not every quester who goes looking for questions comes out alive.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or sane.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it was more to do with me.
Personal.
Yeah, personal stuff.
Well, he hopes it helps you choose the destiny you wish for yourself, he says.
Thank you. Well, that I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And as befitting your station as a holy warrior of the tribes, he gives you a new sword.
What? She gets
Okay.
another weapon? Don't you have like 60
No.
spears?
A new one, so the other ones will probably be retired.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
He gives you what looks
Now,
like...
I have
Yeah.
I have a what's that big long thing? I've got a staff. No, it's not a staff. It's a javelin, isn't it?
You got quite a few different weapons.
Does this sword stand out in any particular manner from her other swords?
Yes, it looks like it's made out of gold.
Ooh.
Shiny has Camdu's name engraved on the blade.
Alright, sketch a picture. Yeah.
And it is a scimitar.
Ooh.
So a nice curved blade.
Sexy blade.
Nice. Camden really likes it, and she will give the Great Khan a hug. But thank you.
And there's much rejoicing.
I cast dancing lights.
I'll kind of lean into Jazz and go, can she do that?
Drazzle.
Drazzle looks at it and goes, shrugs.
Okay.
Like, can she do that as in hug the...
Yeah.
Well, that's her uncle, so...
Drazzle turns to you and goes,
Oh, yeah.
you should try.
Yeah, go on. Give it a go.
Is that the custom here?
We'll find out.
No,
Sure.
he's my uncle, but he's more than just an uncle. He's more like a father, because my father died.
What are you doing?
And
Oh.
he's
Get that off so that it doesn't...
My condolences.
They're just
Thank you for
twisted
your
sideways so that the
understanding.
ends on my thumb.
I start dancing on a table.
Sorry. Yeah. Yep, that'll work. And just keep pulling. Yep, keep going. Yeah, it's just that it's hard. It probably hurts his butt.
Oh, good.
Who starts dancing on the floor? I missed that.
Is
Short elf.
Okay, so you've got a couple of people dancing. You've got
I'll dance.
celebrations going.
I'll do this weird kind of water thingy while dancing.
Water dancing?
Yep.
Ooh.
Is that like the Veil dance except with water?
Yeah, I guess more monk-like though.
How many people get wet?
Just me.
Not Chevelle?
No.
Because that would be bad.
No.
I don't think it would be received well.
No.
Not the romance that he's looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, being a water genasi, I should know what a fire genasi looks like. So
Yep.
I'm not going to make a fire genasi wet on my first time meeting them.
It depends on whether or not you got a death wish.
And the context, but yes.
Yes.
Okay, so there is a day of celebrations. At the end of it, you see that... I'm sorry.
You okay? Need a
He's-
drink?
I got a drink. You see that Chevelle is presented with a wooden spoon.
What?
Wooden spoon.
Is it just a plain wooden spoon? Or?
It's got runes on it.
Ooh.
What?
So it has your name written on the spoon.
Yeah.
So this is like her version of an engraved sword, but a spoon.
Well, it is a spoon that will help her with cooking. Apparently, she needs the help.
Ow.
Dude, I do need the help. I do not like cooking.
Does it do the cooking for her?
Any food she prepares with the spoon will come out decent quality.
Oh, that's a decent.
Oh, that's good. Maybe Campbell might eat some of the cooking now.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything, but you know. You wanna?
Zal does. Zal congratulates Chevelle on his new position
As cook.
as cook.
So does that make her a failed paladin?
And I probably take a jab at that too.
Yeah. I'm gonna so pay for that like 2 minutes from now.
I am a failed cook. This is the reason why.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Tyler
Yeah.
asks, does this unique spoon then mean if you cooked a pot of sand you could make it edible?
Drazzle looks at you and says, "You can still eat sand. Anything that you swallow is edible."
Tyler's not so
Well-
sure.
Digestible is another thing.
That is completely different. And then in the morning, Zal receives a visit from one of the Khan's wives.
The priest that came with us.
The same one that came with you.
Yeah.
She offers you a twig. It's got feathers on it.
It got what on it?
Feathers.
Feathers. Do I recognize the symbology of it?
Give me a religion roll.
Religion. I'm gonna have to find my character sheet.
Would you be eating all of those, and would you like some decent chocolate?
Decent chocolate, probably better.
It's just very gluteny, and I know that gluten doesn't go well for you.
So how did you go, Em?
17, I think my religion is +7, so that would be what, like 20, 24?
Okay, so it appears to be a advanced holy symbol.
Where was that on?
It's an advanced holy symbol of your god.
Oh, of Yabugo.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Bob just keeps trying to join in.
Yeah. She's getting
Yep.
caught, even though she's being pretty regardless today.
That's because it was moving. Now it stopped. She wants attention. So yes, you were given this holy twig. Apparently passed down from various questers over the years.
Did you say twig?
Yep.
I graciously accept it and ask her more about its history and who's had it prior to her and me.
Each of the head clerics of Yamuga have had this before becoming the head cleric.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So she thinks I'm a candidate for being.
You're destined for greatness or going to die horribly, one of the two.
Guaranteed to be the latter.
It's been known to happen that the twig gets recovered and the person does not. But it does mean you're destined to do something great, whether it's go out in a blaze of glory or become the head priest is completely different stories. But it says they do have faith in you.
Oh, that's really cool.
And the legend is that this was given to the first priest of the steppes by the Earth Mother herself. So before they came here. So it's older than their tribes living in this region.
Is that enough? If you want one, let me know.
Oh, thank you.
Gluten free, I think.
Yes, they
Pretty
are.
sure.
Yep, they are.
Okay, you are asked what you plan to do next, as you now have many things available to you. As players, what do you want to do?
Oh, sorry, I was about to ask, was that directed at me or everyone?
At everyone.
Can you repeat it?
What,
You finished doing
what would your characters like to go off and try to do now?
Well,
You have been given some honours. You have...
does Zal want to turn around now that she's close to the thingy and go back and get her 3 questions?
Well, she does know that she can't travel again this year.
Oh, can't she? Oh, okay. So, I don't know.
No, I have to wait for my turn if it ever comes if I ever get invited to do it, which I don't expect it.
Okay.
It's probably honor enough that I've been allowed to
Go and see your parents.
Yeah, to go and be a part of a quest, someone else's quest.
Well,
So
in that case, in terms of Camdu's goals, did we want to work towards those, or do we want to go and... weren't we investigating some sort of attack with some sort of big mass killing? Maybe we should probably pursue that, if people agree?
Well, you have the most leaders you'll ever see together at one time in this camp right now.
Then we should concentrate on that, unless anyone objects.
Why do we want to mass Flickermore though?
No, we're... So, Regurine originally sent us towards the Horse Clan lands because a group of somethings,
Pilgrims.
pilgrims, were murdered by Haldanic Knights, I believe.
No, they were from the Haldanic.
Oh, the Pilgrims were from the Haldanic Knights. And they worshipped Vanya, the god of war. Sorry, I'm just catching up on what I
I don't
read.
know of Haldanic Knights.
They would. They are the culture to the north of the Ethengarians.
So
They are very warlike culture.
2 sessions ago, we're investigating the mass death killings of the Pilgrims of Ethengar, who worshipped Vana, the god of war, and patron of the Haldanic Knights. We used the Knights River Inn portal to travel to Kroglan, northern part of Darragon. Then we skirted the edge of the Dwarf Cape Mountains. Where's more relevant stuff? We hear about orcs organising themselves into military mercenary forces and mugging people, which is big news.
The organising, not the mugging.
Yeah, the organising, not the mugging. The Broken Lands are currently putting together a competitive group to battle for gambling. I think we participated in that a little bit.
No, you passed through that region.
Oh, we passed through that. Okay, Camp at Candu kills a goblin.
And M's
Waterfall, more goblins.
Axbeak kills lots
More
of
Axbeaks
goblins.
killed. More goblins dead. Chauvel, Camdu, more goblins dead. Yodri, goblins dead. Goblins dead, more goblins dead. So basically we need to get more information about this mass killing because all we've got is the bit that I read out at the start.
Which would be interesting if there was this story about this mass killing of goblins as well.
Between Yodri, Camdu, Zal and Chauvel, yes.
Probably wasn't my holy dog.
Yeah, your Axbeak killed a fair few, I understand. From your Axbeak's mentioned a lot here.
Happily stand by his.
I started summarising towards the end of the page, Axbeak kills a heap of goblins, because I got too sore to keep writing down all the instances. Including the octopus, which made a good meal.
Yeah, the Axbeak did kill a squid in the river.
Okay.
And you had calamari for quite a while.
Okay, so the reason we found out that the Ethengarians were slaughtered were because they were...
Not the Ethengarians slaughtered, the Pilgrims.
The Pilgrims, sorry. The Ethengarians slaughtered the clerics of the Haldanic Knights for their unwanted attempts at converting people to their religion. And then we went off to talk to the spirits.
Which is actually quite an irony. It's like, yes, we want you to worship this war god. So they get slaughtered in a warlike way.
So perhaps maybe Camdu, since, you know, it's more your place here, we could, through you, question the clan leaders about what they know of this slaughtering.
Did they know about it?
Well, that's what we need to find out.
You haven't had a chance to ask. You've been questing.
Yeah.
You got side quested.
Yes, we indeed did. I just don't know that if it's my place to ask the Khans this kind of question. So I figure, in terms of the fact that your family, you might be the better person to make the question asking.
Yeah, well, I suppose I could. I have to pick the right moment, though. Now probably isn't the right moment.
True. In that case, are we still feasting, or is it the next day? Martin?
You are the next day.
Okay, I go around asking everybody I know if they've heard about it and what they know. Anybody who wants to accompany me is welcome to come.
Okay.
I start with Drazzle.
You start with Drazzle. He always wants to come.
I ask him, has he heard about the slaughter? What does he know?
He's now found out there's been a slaughter. He'd like to know more.
Okay, let's go.
Regirin suggested he come help.
Who would like to come with us, since Regirin asked us all? Should we split up into groups?
I go wherever Drazzle goes.
Okay, so I got Tidal, Drazzle, and me.
Ilsa's more than happy if there's fun involved.
There could be. But can you wait till we finish asking the questions and then have fun?
Though you are actually finding it quite entertaining watching the Ethengarians stare at wonder at this big Clydesdale-like horse with its legs in the air on its back.
I'm having trouble visualizing this.
They are bending in unnatural ways.
So you got the horse's body,
Yep.
horse's head.
Mhm.
It's got usually 4 legs this way,
Mhm.
but at the moment the back legs are this way.
It's on its back and it's sort of
So at the moment it's on its back, with its legs
waving in all different
In the
directions
air.
in the air,
in the air.
bending
it-
in ways that
Is it-
horses' legs don't bend.
Is it moving?
This is Drazzle's horse.
I don't know that this is a horse, but I asked Drazzle about the horse, not horse.
This is his horse.
I asked about the interesting non-horse-like behaviours and capabilities of this horse.
He flicks through a few pages back and has a picture of horse and carriage. It says horse carriage.
Okay.
Horse.
But you see,
Horse name.
so in his picture,
Yeah.
does the horse have, like, is it standing like a normal horse?
Yeah.
So I ask, why is this horse not standing like that horse?
Playing.
Alright, let's forget about the horse. I asked the horse. Does the horse understand me?
It looks at you.
Any communication whatsoever?
Manages to roll its head flat while it's on its back. So it's looking at you the right way while its head's, its body's the other way around.
Okay, I give it an apple. Let's move on.
Uh-oh.
What? Uh-oh. It's an animal. It probably wants to eat.
Can I ask Draz if I'm allowed to tell them?
Drazzle not worried with surprise spoiled.
Because I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I like grab your character by the scruff and then I can kind of yank you back, just out of
You
range of the.
Could you grab me by the arm or something instead of the scruff of the neck?
Okay, by the.
That'd
arm.
be a little bit
Yeah,
more
That's
polite, and
fine.
I wouldn't mind
by
that
the,
as
by
much.
the arm.
Yep.
And say I wouldn't get too close to that. It's, as you probably guessed, not exactly a horse. Its name is horse.
I figured out
It's
that.
this. How to describe it? It's like a draconic lizard thing
Ooh.
that has the ability to cast illusions on itself.
Ooh, like me pretending to be like other animals.
Yes, except it hasn't quite understood that.
Doesn't know how the other animals behave.
Yes.
Yes, so...
And the last time we left it alone, it ate a stable hand.
Okay, fair enough.
Not the stable's hand, the entire stable hand.
Yes.
No, I get that. I got that.
So that's why I don't want you too close to it.
Okay. I toss it an apple. Does it catch?
Yep.
No, we're good.
It catches with one of its hooves.
Does it like apples?
It seems to crunch on the apple quite noisily and sloppily.
In which case I don't have a problem with that. I can satisfy your concerns about not getting too close to it and not getting eaten myself, but I can also be kind to it. So.
I still shiver in a kind of way when it grabs the apple and eats it.
Okay.
Because normally horses can't catch things with their hooves, but this
Yeah.
one manages to.
So is this horse coming with us on our rounds of questioning?
No. It's staying next to Drazzle's little cart.
I think that's a good idea. I think it might be very distracting.
Horse creeps title.
Did Chevelle, Camdu, and Zal want to split up and ask questions in other areas, or did they want to join us as a group, or are they having a rest, or does Camdu have a hangover?
Drazzle turns to the elf and says, "Pause a moment. Let answer questions."
My brain works that fast. But yes. Sorry,
Candy
brain working
doesn't
fast.
hangover. Why would Candy have a hangover?
I don't know. I don't know you as well as Cal Creeks did. No hangover. Gotcha.
Couple of bruises, but no hangover.
Really? She bruises?
I didn't say she was the one who was bruised.
Oh, I see. Maybe a few broken bones then too. Yeah, what does the rest of the party want to do?
I'm going where Camden's going.
Okay. What's Camdo doing?
Bruising, apparently.
I'll probably go and talk to the Khan today.
Okay.
See if he knows anything about the goblin slaughter.
That sounds like a good move. And what's Zal doing?
Zal will either, if there's other people questioning people about the quest that we're on, I don't see the need to, like, there's probably only a few people that really know what's going on with that. So I will probably actually spend some time with the spiritual leaders here while I have the camp.
That's a good idea.
They are happy to give you their time.
Okay. So 3 groups.
So I don't have to become a ranger again.
So we've got Isla, Tides, Drazzle, me, and I think that's it in my group.
I think so.
And then Chevelle and Camdo are off with the clan people, and Zal's speaking to the gods. Alright. I'm
Okay.
going to write all that down before I forget.
So, you get another meeting with Moglai the Golden Khan, as he's known formerly as, or as you say, Uncle for Camdo. At this stage, his favoured son, Mankai, is also there as well. He does not have many kids of his own.
Ilsa, not Isla.
Doesn't he have like 23 wives?
Oh, he's got lots of wives.
No.
He just doesn't need many kids.
Yeah.
Marrying in the family means that they all get under his protection.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And no one really wants to steal from the Khan.
Yeah.
So he welcomes you as a honoured servant, which is better than most of the other people who walk into the tent. And he asks how may he help the saviour of his people. And you hear the great cat he has in the background stepping forward. Who you know as Gundai, the saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, we can hear it.
Yes, he's been sort of keeping away because, well, he has a habit of eating food and sometimes guests.
Do you eat people, Therion? Because if you eat people, then I'm going to have to start kicking you out of the bedroom at night.
Especially if they're impolite.
Oh, I'm in a lot of shit then. Sorry, he's just like, pat me! Wriggling just outside of my reach.
So you actually know he has 13 children, which he says is not much.
Well, he's got a lot of wives.
Good thing he's got 23 wives. That's one kid between 2 wives on average.
There's 11 more kids in
Yeah.
total.
So far.
So far in this timeline. Okay.
You don't know which one's the first.
And it was Camdo.
Well, technically, your oldest daughter is now not sure if it's the current one or the other one.
Yeah.
It's just Camdo and Chevelle going to the clans, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he asked how may he assist you in your day. How can he make your day better?
I'll actually, sort of get right up to it and say, oh, well, some of my friends were wondering if you'd heard about all these goblins being killed.
No, they weren't goblins.
Yep, he did
Oh,
hear about
those
the bunch of
goblins.
goblins you
Yep.
killed on your way here. That was quite impressive.
Sorry, got mixed up.
He says that was a good re-entry into the clans. Less goblins, the better.
Good. Okay.
And what about
Happy
the
with that?
slaughter of the clerics, which Red Durian sent us to investigate?
Yeah. Does he know anything about that?
Oh, he knows lots about that. There were these people preaching that the Ethengarians should worship the goddess of war. And apparently they chose to and demonstrated it so by killing the people who asked them to demonstrate their worship in a warlike manner.
Out of, like, as a player, not a character, were we given any information at that time 2 sessions ago of the kind of things that Redrian wanted us to find out? And I just didn't have enough time to write it down? Or?
He wanted you to investigate and find out if there was someone at fault.
A specific person?
Person, group, people.
Okay.
And do it as a third party so as to say that you're not favouring one or the other.
Okay. Just gather the facts.
And that way it can present it to both sides to say, here's what happened.
Okay, right.
To avoid both sides going to war over it.
So we're simply fact gathering as much as we can. So we just want to know as much of the story from either side as we can get it.
So from his point of view, his people gave the preachers exactly what they asked for.
What for?
And then gave them what they thought was appropriate mass burning. So they could then, go on to their goddess in the sky.
Let me get this right. They made a sacrifice of the God of War's people to the God of War on behalf of the God of War people because they felt that that's what the God of War people wanted?
Well, that's what the people reported to him.
Okay.
When he had them questioned for their act, because burning stuff in their lands requires a lot of effort,
Okay.
and the amount of fuel they used to burn was a little excessive,
Okay.
and could be seen by quite a few miles away.
Okay.
As could the plume of smoke, which was a little toxic.
That is a level of that is a level of irony that I find inspiring.
But he does believe that it was a great offering to some foreign god he does not care about.
Maybe we should be asking the god how she feels, but not right now.
But if she really wants to send her people here to die in battle, that's up to them.
Never mind. I'm not actually there though.
And as far as she was concerned, no Ethengarians were harmed in the conflict, except some of them were a little conflicted about which god they served in their act. They would rather have served Tubak, the bringer, the god of law and justice and fire, instead of the god of war, Vanya, because that's their personal god. Which was hence the reason for the setting someone alight in the end. Hoping to appease 2 gods instead of 1.
Is there an easier name that I can give to the people who were killed so I don't have to say the people who worship the god of war?
Yes.
And I can just, apply a single...
Preachers?
Clerics? Just the clerics.
Clerics.
How do I differentiate? They're Haldanic clerics?
That were Haldanic clerics.
Okay, that'll help. Haldanic clerics.
And he has sent a letter on to the Haldanic Knights, thanking them for their sacrifice.
I really hope Camdo tells me this, because this is going to be one really good story. My tree's going to love this.
And he invites them to send further sacrifices in the future.
I'm going to sign off this with love, the Golden Cow.
With love. The Great Khan. Okay. Is that all the questions Camdu's asking?
You wish to ask the Golden Khan any further questions?
I'll ask him if he has any more quests he wants us to go on, or if he wants me to hang around and help with him.
Well, you could always
You know.
you could always go to the Haldanic people and show them what a real god of war can do.
No, I don't think I like that idea.
I'm sure someone of your stature could wade through them without any problems.
Yeah, I probably could, but it doesn't go a long way to it's not very diplomatic. Let's put it that way. You want to get them on side, not off side.
He would normally agree, but they have been a problem for many generations. They do not believe that the Ethengarians' gods are real, and that we should all worship the god they worship.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to my friends and see what they say about going on that sort of a quest.
We're
I'm
going
sure
to have
that-
to talk to Haldanic Knights anyway, so I don't know if I want you challenging them, but...
Well, he's happy to give you a horse for every knight's head you bring back.
A what?
Okay.
A horse, he says.
Hey,
A horse?
Yes.
That's a lot of
for every
horses.
night that we bring back.
Yep.
This is Camdu. That's like heaps of horses. We're in so much trouble now, because Camdu loves horses.
But it does have to be one of their knights, not just one of their warriors.
Oh, okay, there's a
So-
difference?
Yeah, they are the leading. They're like nobles there.
Oh, I see. So if we get rid of the knights, then maybe the others all fall into line and follow us.
Yes, he says that the sheep should be easy to eradicate later.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Camdu's up for that.
We have a cat playing in the background. He's having a ball, literally. And Mankai is quite impressed by your new potential quest and wishes you all the best in headhunting.
Okay, thank you.
Says, hope you do better than the last one.
Good, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Mum, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Yep, I understand. Okay, so Ariadna.
Just finishing off horse per head. Head per horse? No, horse per head. Right, so we're just wandering around the general
Okay.
village?
Camp.
Camp, city, town?
Very much a camp.
Okay,
Give
camp.
it tent city it is very much.
Okay.
But it's very camp like.
Is there a main area of...
There's lots of different thoroughfares. It's
Is
very
there like a marketplace though or something like that?
many different marketplaces.
Okay, I head towards the first one of those that I see.
You see one that has what appears to be an old and grisly dwarf.
That's a good start. I greet the dwarf and see if he's sociable. He, she.
I am Gilmark, the horse warrior, and who am I addressing? Tall and pointy.
I am tall and pointy Thala of I can't remember my forest place, but I said my
Elfheim.
forest place. Elfheim, that's it. And I introduce Drazzle as one of my companions. Tidal, which I call Tidal rather than Tides, because I have a feeling that this is a more formal thing. And Isla. Ilsa. Haha, I'm gonna get it right one day. And provide greetings to general greetings. That's it.
He does look you all up and down and says he's not sure why elves need to be involved.
Involved in...
With the horses here, the dwarves are here, the dwarves have got it.
I agree. I am mainly here for recording these wondrous experiences for my tree, because my tree can't travel here.
Why would you want to record experiences for a tree? That just sounds crazy. Like what an elf would do.
Exactly. I'm an elf, so do you expect any different from me?
And I'm here for fun.
It very much you sound like you're the atypical elf from the stories.
Do you drink coffee?
Yes.
Would you like me to make a coffee in the tradition of my great friend Calcrix, the white dragon with the jazz wings?
I've met Calcrix.
Oh, you have? Awesome. Would you like we will sit and have coffee, tea/drinks while I ask you loads of questions and try and make it look friendly, rather than like an inquisition.
Well, does your friend tell jokes? He says, looking at the other elf.
Yes, she does. I have no idea if you do. I just say you do, and I just hope that you're funny.
I will try.
And he laughs at your joke, even though you didn't actually tell one.
While you're entertaining him, I'll set up the coffee.
So what do you joke about? Little elf, he says. The dwarf is almost as tall as you are, which is nice for you to have people shorter than you around.
Gilmark the dwarf.
I look him in the eye, and I say, you know what? You're not that fun.
I'm a dwarf. I'm not supposed to be fun. I make things. I work for a living. I don't just go jotting about kissing and hugging trees.
I don't kiss and hug trees. I watch for fun.
He turns and looks at the other elf and says, I'm
What?
sure she goes around kissing and hugging trees.
I just shrug and go,
There is no problem hugging trees.
I hand him a coffee. And coffees to everyone else.
So, why are you here? If you're just looking for jokes and you're looking for stories.
Well, I'm not looking for stories. In particular, I'm interested in trying to discover some more information about some clerics of the Hellenic Knights who were slaughtered not long ago. I'm just trying to find out more about the incident, and I was wondering if you'd heard or knew or witnessed anything.
I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding between a bunch of idiots and a bunch of kids.
A bunch of idiots and a bunch of kids?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Which ones were the idiots?
Well, the preachers, of course.
Okay.
You'd have to be an idiot to go to a different land and preach to follow a different god.
That is a good point.
If they ever came to the Dwarven lands, we'd toss them off the mountainside. And see how many times they balanced and then send that back to their masters and say, this is what they taught us.
Well, that sounds rather harsh. I'm not into judging other cultures for their
Well, if they survive, we'll toss them off again.
practices. Why does this make me think of geese that get born on 400-foot pinnacles of rock because that's the safest place to hatch them, and they will kill themselves trying to get to the water because they can't fly yet?
Sounds like a good plan for preachers.
I've watched too much of Attenborough. Back onto the subject, sorry, pain brain. So you've heard about it, but you don't know much more than that it was just a difference of religion between idiots and children?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Do you happen to know anyone else who might know more information?
The children, of course, they're the ones who survived.
Okay, do you know where these children might be?
He's not quite sure. All he knows is that they were youngins that they hadn't even reached their 30 or 40 years yet, so they're still young spriters.
Okay.
Once they reach to about 50, then they get to adult age.
Okay.
He's basically not understanding the difference between humans and dwarves.
Okay, alright. So, at this stage, I guess I will thank him very much for his time, leave him with some coffee, and I'm now going to poke everybody I can and just ask where these young'uns hang out. Until I find someone who can tell me.
Okay.
I would like to stay with the dwarf and play some drinking games.
He is
Awesome.
more than happy to play drinking games with you that involve you paying him money and him giving you alcohol.
No.
That doesn't sound as much fun.
You can drink more alcohol.
He's more than happy to pull out some of his nice dwarven brew. Guaranteed to put hair on your face.
Just gonna go get the rest of the new meds.
I will gladly grow hair on my face. I down.
Okay, it is quite potent, and you are seeing stars after just having one drink.
Do I get a long luscious beard?
Unfortunately, no, but that is one of the dwarven sayings. Because they don't really care about putting hair on your head, but they love putting hair on your face. And he regales you with stories of killing orcs and hunting through the mountains.
I get along with this dwarf quite well. I will remember him as a fond memory.
As Gildamak the Horse Warrior. He finds his moniker a little annoying because he hates horses. He's allergic to them. But how do you tell a horse people that you're allergic to their favoured children? So yes, you end up spending some time with him while the others move on and ask some other people. Okay, so...
Do you want to have a go, Total?
I'm quite happy just making the coffee swirl around in the air.
Oh, we've moved on from that now. We're poking people and trying to find out where the youngsters.
Well, you offered the dwarf coffee. So.
Yes, I did. Yes. Do you still have yours, I'm guessing?
Yeah, haven't drunk it, just playing with it.
Okay, yeah, alright. Don't lose my cup. I'd like it back later.
You can have the cup, I've still got the coffee.
So,
That's fine. I'm good with that.
as you're walking along, you meet someone who has a silver dragon on their front of their emblem, and one that has a gold dragon, and both of them look very similar.
Okay. Hi.
They are nodding your direction, and they say, "So, I hear you're looking for the young ones."
Yes, I believe that they were involved in this very eventful fight where a lot of Helldannic clerics were made into a bonfire as a sacrifice to their gods. And
I believe that was a successful sacrifice.
I was just looking for people who were actually there and witnessed it, or who might know more information than the summary I've just given you.
Well, those people responsible are currently on penance.
Oh, okay. Yep.
We have assigned them the Galantrian border,
Okay.
which I'm sure will teach them a thing or two, or not, as the case may be.
Is the reason that they're on penance because they did this impulsive sacrifice?
Well, they did it without permission.
Ah, okay. Yes, the lack of permission was more the problem?
Yes.
Okay.
You never really want to take the authority of the Khan and use it.
Okay. So they did not seek permission from the Khan before they spontaneously decided to have the biggest bonfire made out of human bodies as possible. Are they humans?
They were humans, yes.
Okay, alright.
But no one can really call the Helldannics particularly human, except for the fact that the princess who you travel with is also Helldannic by birthright.
That's interesting to know. I don't know much about Helldannic Knights. I don't suppose you could enlighten me.
Yes, they are very much like your friends the Paladin.
Oh yeah. I've got a fairly good idea now of what's going on, but yes, please continue.
Except they're a little more up themselves.
Wow.
And preachy.
Kind of understand why they died. Oh, sorry, am I in your way?
Okay. I'll try not to bother.
So
No, I'm happy to move.
So they have a convert by the sword principle.
Oh, I see. So, were they actually killing people before these younglings got to them?
Well, the Helldannic Knights, when they come, kill people. The preachers, when they come, just try to tell everyone to convert to the beliefs of the Helldannic Knights.
Okay.
So the Helldannic Knights won't kill them.
Okay. So they kind of see their role as a favour to the people that they're trying to convert, in the sense that if they convert, they will therefore then save those lives. But they're not welcome in these lands, and they understand that?
They believe they're welcome everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Because they
meet
believe
one of these.
that they don't really have this belief that they can be defeated.
I would say they might have been seriously proven wrong, but I'm just trying to get the objective facts about what's happened here.
We're just lucky that they're currently busy posturing somewhere else with most of their forces.
Do you happen to know where?
No, just that they've been pulled back from the border.
Okay. From your shared border? Or?
Our shared border, yes.
Okay, yep. By the way, can I ask by what names you guys go by?
Okay, here is Kedai,
Silver or gold?
the silver.
So, how do I spell Kadai?
Kadei.
E-I, yep. And gold?
And Koja.
Can you spell?
Koja.
K-O-J-A. Ask them if they like coffee.
I said not particularly.
Do they like any particular beverage of choice?
Both prefer milk.
Oh, okay. I offer them some of my honey milk, which we give to the Axebeak.
They do like the honey milk.
Okay, I leave them with a flask of that, in thanks for their time, and I then think that perhaps maybe we might see if we can meet up with Camdu, Zal, and Cheval, and Ilsa, depending on if Ilsa's still trying to win her drinking contest and gain herself a beard, which I think is an admirable endeavour, by the way. And if it works, I want to write this out for my tree. And then talk to them about whether or not we want to see if we can track down a Haldanic cleric to talk to. I have a feeling that even though a Haldanic knight might be able to give me a lot of information, that they will try to kill me first. So I figure if we go for the cleric first, then there's more chances we'll get information before Cheval, Zal, and Camdu kill them.
Well, you see someone dressed in a different style of robes than everyone else.
Yep. Do I recognise it at all?
No, you've not met a Haldanic person before.
That's okay. I walk up, I say hi.
Says, greetings, in a strange tongue. How may I help you?
I'm an elf from Elfheim.
I can tell that. You have pointed ears and you're tall.
I understand that that's obvious, but it's not always obvious to everyone. Not everyone has met an elf, but I appreciate that distinction. I of course collect stories and events for my tree, and I heard about this big event where these Haldanic clerics were sacrificed to the god of war, but I'm not quite sure of what that exact situation is.
I'm sure that was just an unfortunate misunderstanding.
Oh,
my name is Ahmed Abin Yasef.
Oh man, you're gonna have to spell that one.
A-K-M-A-D.
A-K-M-A-D. Ahmed? Yep.
I-B-N.
I-B-N? How do you say I-B-N together? Ibn?
Ahmed Ibn Yusuf.
Last one, N?
Y-U...
Oh, Yusuf.
S-S-E-F.
Y-U-S-S-E-F. Oh, Yusuf. Okay, cool.
Ahmed Ibn Yusuf.
Okay, that's all good. Where is Ahmed from?
You're saying to... you've heard of the designation of Jalarum, which your character never actually went to, but your other one did.
No, but Calcrix did. Yeah, Jalarum.
And he is from that area.
Oh, awesome. From what you've heard about this event, it was just a misunderstanding between the clerics and the Ethengarians about...
I'm sure the clerics were trying to demonstrate how combat works, unfortunately, by throwing themselves on the swords of the people involved. It didn't quite represent combat correctly. So he thinks that they critically misunderstood how combat works, and they're explaining it to the young Ethengarian hopefuls that they're trying to convert.
Do you know under what circumstances these two groups met? Were they... I understand it was a largish group of Hellenic clerics. Was it a... Do you know if it was an equally large group of Ethengarians who faced them?
I'm sure you wouldn't need as many Ethengarians, considering he's sure that the Hellenics are quite willing to throw themselves on other people's swords.
Is this something that is well known amongst this culture?
He's more than happy to say and nod his head and say, I'm sure it's a common thing with the clerics of war to demonstrate, how people die in war.
I'm feeling like I'm getting a really one-sided point of view from everyone in this camp. So, although I appreciate that as a part of what Rodrian's asked us to do, I have a feeling I really need to track down someone who is neutral towards Hellenic everything, or a Hellenic cleric themselves. But do I understand it that these Hellenic clerics are typically non-violent, in the sense that even though they throw themselves on swords, they don't produce their own swords in which to spike other people with?
I'm sure they try, but they're not particularly skilled.
So they did draw weapons?
I'm sure it was their own weapons they fell on.
Okay.
Maybe they had accidents.
Okay, this is getting less and less clear the more I ask. I don't suppose you know anyone who actually witnessed this event?
He looked back in time and he can guarantee that it was the fault of the preachers.
Okay, so they provoked the attack.
Oh no, they are just that clumsy.
So they accidentally...
Killed themselves.
Killed themselves.
Yeah, he put it down as a mass suicide.
I think I need more context. Did they draw the weapons upon themselves?
He believes they did, yes.
And there were no Ethengarians involved?
Although they watched and then ceremonially burnt them afterwards.
So they just simply observed these Ethengarians, these Hellenic clerics kill themselves?
They wanted to get rid of the bad juju.
The Hellenic clerics?
The Ethengarians wanted to get rid of the bad juju.
After the Hellenic clerics killed themselves?
Well, killing yourself's not a good act.
No, I agree. I would think that it would be much better to live as long a life as you can and try and contribute to your culture and your community as much as you can. How did you see these events?
Magic, of course.
Oh, okay. So are you a cleric or mage or?
I am the wizard of the council.
Oh, that sounds pretty important. Could you tell me a little bit more about your role, if that's okay? Okay, well that's fine too. Do you live here or do you travel?
I'm not from here.
You're not from here, I get that. You're from Yularum.
Yes.
As I understand from my friend Calcrix's journal notes.
The desert people.
So we are partly related to the Ethengarians.
Oh, I see. This is how you understand their perspective and their culture. Does anyone else want to ask the Yularum any questions?
Ahmed.
Ahmed, that's it. Sorry. I'm guessing no from the two present players?
I'm guessing no.
Okay, cool.
And from me.
In that case, I thank him for his time. Ask him if he likes coffee.
Says, yes.
I offer him some of Calcrix's special brew and see if he wants it.
He tries it and says, it's a little too watered down for him, but it's acceptable.
Just give me a sec. I ruffle in my bag of holdings, pull out the strongest thing that Calcrix has given me and say, would you like to try this one?
Almost tastes like home.
In which case you're welcome to keep that flask if you would like to.
He thanks you.
And that's my trade for spending time and getting information from him.
Then he recommends you speak to Bakalugu the Destroyer.
Oh my goodness. Can you please spell that?
Bakalgu.
Yeah, slow down. I get electric shocks when I write.
Bakal.
Yep.
Al.
Gu.
Gu.
Bakal. Let's just call him
Baka.
Yeah, that'll work. Do you know where I find Bakalgu?
Yes, he's probably standing on his head somewhere in one of the marketplaces.
I thank him again, and I asked for a description, actually.
The guy standing on his head in the marketplace.
Do a lot of people stand on their heads in this area? Okay. I go looking, using my elfish height, 4 feet.
Okay, you see some bare feet sticking up in the air.
I approach and say hi.
You do notice this guy doesn't wear anything under his robes.
I choose a point of view where I can't see anything that I'd rather not see. I just introduce myself and my colleagues, and explain that Ahmad recommended that perhaps you might be able to help me in my quest for information on said event that we've been discussing the whole game.
Okay, so he stands up on his feet, and as his robe drops down, you see that his face is covered in a black mask in the shape of a leering evil spirit's face.
Ooh, that's interesting.
His long grey hair hangs down past his knees, and he has 8-inch long fingernails.
Wow, that's impressive.
With goblin and human skulls hanging around his neck.
Do I get any kind of sense of what race he is?
He is human.
Okay. But he's got human skulls as well as... Okay. Equal opportunity killer. And head shrinker.
I am Bakalugo the Zestraya.
I can see that you live up well to your name.
He starts tapping the skull with his long nails.
I ask him if the collection of these skulls is a part of some quest or a personal preference for...
I ate each one, he says.
At least you don't waste what you kill. I see that as being environmentally very friendly.
This one asks too many questions, he says, holding up one.
Oh, I see. Do you mind talking to us about this event that Ahmad said that you might be willing to talk to us about?
What are you offering?
I have the finest coffee from Calcrix, the white dragon with the Draz wings.
Does it have blood in it?
No, but I'm pretty
Not interested.
I'm pretty sure I could come up with some.
Some blood?
No, coffee with blood in it.
Well, hurry up then.
I want to see how good the information is first.
Gift first, information later.
It might take a little bit of time.
I don't care.
Alright.
I'll either be here or not here.
Alright. I find a little place to go, set up my little brewy thingy, give myself a little cup, drop some bloods, a drop in it, stir it up. I don't know what it's going to taste like, but hell, I'll give anything a try to get some information. And I offer it to him.
Okay.
I also put a few yummy spices in there and just hope
Okay.
it tastes bloodier as a result.
As he drinks it, he starts talking about some of your childhood memories.
Oh, okay. I'm writing everything down really fast.
And apparently you gave him knowledge by giving him some of your blood.
I'm good with that. I'm happy with that as payment. I understand the cultures of many people outside of my culture require some sort of reward when you're exchanging things, and this is part of what I've learnt to do, so, you know.
Okay, so he says the preachers of the Haldan came and preached of war, so he gave them war.
Oh, okay, so how do you get them war? By sword? By magic?
I gave them war, he says.
You gave them the people who killed them?
I gave them what they were preaching for.
Could I have a more, less spiritual...
No, I'm a spiritual person.
Okay. Alright, so when you say you gave them war, did you give them the concept of war in their brains, or did you give them...
Doesn't matter.
I'm trying to find out information about how this event started.
They started because they came to these lands preaching war.
Okay.
So they got war.
So
By Krishna's will, he gave it to them.
You felt that.
No, Krisha felt that.
Sorry?
Krisha.
Krisha. Who's
Yeah.
Krisha?
The great god of mischief and strife.
Ah! How do I spell Krisha?
Crita.
I turn and look sidelong to Ilsa and say, sounds like someone you'd know. God of mischief, you said.
Yes.
So basically, Krisha decided that if these guys were gonna...
No, Krisha didn't decide it. They decided. They came here, they preached, they got what they asked for.
Okay, so...
Krisha provides.
Okay, so Krisha provided them with their wishes because they said war is good.
Yeah.
They like war. Okay. This is... Regerian's gonna have a lot of questions. Not sure I've got all the blanks yet. Okay.
By Krisha's will, it was done.
Okay. I appreciate that. I don't suppose you know of any... Is there any other information that you think would be relevant to...
He's sure they all died happy.
Okay.
They got what they asked for, they got what they wanted.
Okay, alright. I kind of want to say thanks with the departure of coffee, but I feel I've already given that gift. So would it be rude for me to go without losing any more blood?
That's up to you. It was tasty. Reminded him of wildflowers.
Do I, as an elf person, get a feeling that if I give him another little blood coffee flask, that he might be useful to us in the future in some way or another?
Possibly, or he might learn stuff that you don't want people to know about you. Because you don't control what he knows.
I'm not that funny. I'm not that grown up. I'm not that experienced. But that said, I don't really want to cut myself again, and the idea of bloody coffee is pretty aesthetically disgusting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just putting on my great bland happy face that I put on whenever I approach anyone for stories from a tree, because I don't know what I'm getting when I ask. And I've had a fair few experiences where people have gone basically GTFO. And so I'm like, well, I don't know what the reception's going to be. So I'm going to thank him very much for his time.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not in a rush, I ask him if he can remember anything else from my childhood.
Nothing he wishes to share.
Okay. Nothing specific stands out.
Lots of things stand out. Nothing he wishes to share.
Okay. Alright, fair enough. I'm going to say I hope to see you in the near future. You seem like a very interesting, intelligent being. And
he nods you away and then throws some stones away from you.
Okay.
And you see a hole open up in the sky.
Yep.
Where he throws it, and he just steps through the hole.
Okay. I write all that down too. And do a sketch.
You believe he teleported.
So we've got no real leads now aside from that the young ones are being punished on the Glantry border. And I've got the idea that if Regerian wants us to get a balanced view of these events, we need to start finding some Haldenic clerics at the very least. So I would say that we would join the group and we would have that discussion with them about Regerian's case being the one that we're being paid for is one that we, although I did not begrudge Camdu in any way, in fact, I felt honoured to be a part of that. That it was very much a sidetrack from the case that we're being paid to do for Regerian. This is where our food money, supplies, and magic shit comes from right now. So I feel we do have an obligatory duty to fulfill his mission. So I put that towards the rest of the group and say, I'm open to all ideas. My current contribution to the ideas of how to handle this is, I think we should find a Haldenic cleric, preferably one, less than 10, so they don't get overwhelming. I certainly don't want them starting to throw themselves at swords. I certainly know how easy in this group, how those swords just suddenly become unscabbarded and pointed in the direction of very vulnerable soft flesh in a very exact piercing manner. So I figure less is going to end up with, less death and stuff. Sorry, volume.
I was saying
Hey, Brad.
give other people a chance to talk. Would anyone else like to do anything here? So we've been following Ariadne around.
I'm just following.
You don't have an opinion about chasing down some Hellenic clerics or chasing down the youngsters? Pardon?
I truly don't mind. I'm here for fun, and you are fun.
Well, I would suggest to you it'd be more fun chasing down the Hellenic clerics than it would be chasing down the Glantrians. So, if I was going
I
to
agree.
pick priority, I'd go clerics then Glantrians.
And then Camdu comes out, catches up to you after her meeting with the Khan.
Okay, we swap info.
You what?
We swap info. I give you all the stuff that I've just found out.
And I told you all the stuff I
Found out. So I believe, I don't know how much you've been cutting out, but basically the bit. So, the first bit of information we got was the Ethengarians felt that they were carrying out the will of the Hellenic clerics in the pursuit of worshipping their war god. So the Great Khan sent a message to the Horse Clan readers saying, basically, you sent them here to engender the idea and promote the idea of war, and so we carried out their wish. And they made a sacrifice to their god as a part of that. And then the next person that goes through, I talk to the dwarf, who doesn't seem to know much. He does tell us that the Ethengarians that did the killings didn't seek permission and can be found near the Glantry border as a part of their thing. I then spoke to Kadai and Koja, and again, pretty much got the same rehash of the story. And once I got to Ahmad ibn Yusuf, who looked like he was from Yularim, Kalkris has been there. I don't know whether or not you've been near there or not. My brain's just up in space. And even though I was able to put a little bit more sort of context into it, sent me to a human called Bakalgu the Destroyer. And his input was that the Hellenic clerics, in their pursuit of promoting war as a religion, had their desires met by Cretia, the god of mischief in Ethengar, and so they all died. And then the Ethengarians didn't actually partake in that killing. All the Hellenic clerics killed themselves in her name. They just merely cleaned up the mess and made sure that the sacrifice ritual was fully finished by burning them alive. What did you find out?
Well, the Khan told me that he was happy with the goblins all getting, sort of removed because they're really harassing everyone. And he also said that I asked if we should go on a quest, and he said we should go and kill those knights of whatever, what they're called, I can't remember.
So, you were asking for an additional quest, even though we got the quest from Redrian that we should probably be doing first, because we're paid for it?
Well, I just asked him if he wanted us to...
Okay.
What? It was originally, he sent me out on a quest.
I see. Yep.
And so I just asked if there was anything he wanted us to do to help with, getting the clans together and everything. He said he wanted us to go and get rid of
Sounds reasonable.
specifically the knights, and he will give us for every head we come back with of one of those knights, he'll give us a horse.
Okay. Something tells me these knights aren't, horns to cut down, but it seems like a worthy challenge for someone like yourself and Chauvel and Zal, and possibly, I don't know, Tidal and Ilsa as well, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be hanging out with Drazel unless, he found them useful in some manner or another in terms of getting through these sorts of conflicts.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ask your uncle anything about the fact that the Ethengarians who carried out the killings, or didn't carry out the killings from my understanding, but who did the burnings, did so without his permission and are therefore being punished out at the Glantry border?
No, I just mentioned that to him actually.
Okay. If you get a chance to speak to him maybe later on today, do you think you could maybe check in and see if that's what actually happened? I actually believe that this is what happened, but Redrum wants us to verify, which means we need to go back to the source and tick that box. Would you be willing to do that?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you'd also know you probably wouldn't be able to talk to the Khan many times a day.
Well,
So
tomorrow?
Yeah.
We'd still got to get ready to go out.
And you'd also know that none of the Haldanic people would actually be invited in camp because they are technically enemies of the state.
Have I gotten confused here? So, let me just... Because I got pain brain. I'm really sorry to do this to you. You've got
The Ethengarians?
the Haldanic clerks. You got the Ethengarians.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's really rough. Say there's 20 and there's 10, because you said there was a disparity in numbers. So these guys, are they all travelling in this big group?
The Haldanic clerics, missionaries, were travelling through the Ethengarian lands preaching.
As this group though, together? Or were
Yes.
they split up into little groups going off in different directions?
There was one group.
Okay, so they trundle onto a city or whatever.
There's-
They're on a plane and they get met by these guys.
You don't know.
Okay, so I don't know that yet. Okay, that's
You just
one
know
thing
that
I want to figure out.
You just know that they were all killed, and it's been blamed on the Ethengarians.
That's why I'm just trying to explain the information me as a character understands, so I don't screw up, because I have in the past by mixing up my player and my character knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So at this stage, I understand that they were here, and that these guys were here, and these guys are like, you should war is fun. And then the trickster god sort of over here went, this looks like fun, kill yourselves. And they went, sure. And Ethengarian's like, I didn't expect it to go that way, but that stinks, let's set it alight. It's the only honourable way to sacrifice it to the god of war. I really think they should have been sacrificing it to the god of justice, but they're hell clerics, who really cares? I'm pretty sure the god of war is less fussy than our god, who would probably want better sacrifices than this. Does that get the gist of what the story is going out? Accurate or not?
Sort of, except you've been given different scenarios from different people.
Yeah. So some they've been provoked, some they haven't been provoked. Alright, I'm trying to get a better idea of...
Each person has given you a perspective of how they believe it happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of conflicting there. I miss my days as an analyst. Information analyst is a little bit less hellish than this. Alright.
Well, it's the equivalent of Chinese whispers going through camp.
That's what I was thinking, like 10 minutes ago, I'm like, it's fucking Chinese whispers. I need to find who's holding the first hand. Which is why I'm like, do you know anything? What about you? Anybody? Who heard this first? Did anyone actually see this?
So the official version is always the Golden Khan's version.
Yeah, and I wrote that down, but I gather since Camdu is now talking to me that she's related that information and it is now part of my journal.
Does Camdu update?
probably go and talk to the Khan again about that thing that she wanted me to go and check out.
Whether or not the Ethengarans sought permission from the Khan to undertake the sacrifice.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome. Can I come with you?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Okay, you show up. He is currently busy talking with Chibak, one of the other leaders of the tribes. He's going to be in meetings with him for the rest of the day.
That sounds like a slight setback.
You also see Ahmad in the same room,
Ahmad?
talking to the Khan and Chibak.
Okay, that could be interesting. But obviously it would be too rude to interrupt them. Is it applicable for Camdu to leave a message without insulting, saying, "Hey, Uncle, I wouldn't mind talking to you when you got time. Can we catch up?" You can't leave. I came to see you, but I love and respect you, so didn't disrupt you. Just would like to know when you might have time for me. Considering she's his niece.
No, that's not what you do.
What do you do?
I understand that he's busy.
Yeah.
And if I want to speak to him, I'll have to come back tomorrow, and that's fine.
Oh, okay, so you don't leave a message to find out when he's... Because he might be busy 6 days in a row.
No, if he wants to see me, he'll send me a message.
But how does he know you want to see him if...
Everyone wants to see him.
I'm brain glitching here, but it's not important. I think it's a pain brain thing rather than an actual
All good.
brain thing. Alright, so we'll have to put that off.
So while leaving, you were greeted by Kokachin, the head cleric of Yamuga. Which would help M know who she's been dealing with.
I think they went away for a few minutes.
That was a while ago.
Sorry, put Bob down. She's it's being difficult because we're not set up here entirely, so.
We understand. So she is about average height, so about 4.5 feet tall, has long brown hair streaked with bronze down to her waist. So she stands out quite a bit, and she wears green silk robes.
Is this person in our vicinity?
She is, yes. She is guiding you away from the Khan's tent and saying he's currently busy, he will see you another time.
I cast Charm Person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Man, we're spiritual leaders, not letters. I didn't say chicken. Well, that doesn't count. Just because I say chicken when I say I'm not saying chicken doesn't mean you can have chicken.
Okay, so based on your character, I think even a 3 means she succeeds. Because she is the head cleric.
Does she know I casted?
Yes, it's quite loud and visual. So think the Marvel Universe's Doctor Strange trying to do one of his visual spells.
Oh, that's impressive.
Huh.
Magic is not subtle. She just looks at you and shakes her head. You're not that charming, little elf, she says.
I want a friend.
Forced friends are not real friends.
That's rude.
Says her god, the Earth Mother. Would you like to be a tree for a while and think about it?
I want a tree sister that I could talk to, and we could braid each other's leaves, and we could make wreaths. It'd be super cool.
Unfortunately, in these areas, people tend to cut trees down. There aren't that many trees
Why would you cut the trees down?
because there aren't that many trees, and they use them for wood.
Can they not regrow more trees to replace the wood?
They do, but they take a long time to grow, which is why she turns people into trees who are annoying her.
Oh, okay. Are you seeing this as some sort of annoyance?
Well, someone just tried to cast a magic spell to twist her brain to become someone's friend against her will.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise that part.
Which was a
Anyway.
complete manipulation, and when it fails, you know someone manipulated you, and when the spell ends, you know someone manipulated you.
Proceed.
Turn them into a tree then.
With whatever suitable punishment or response that you feel is necessary. I'd rather not be punished, but
Well, she has sort of run off at this stage.
I do understand the logic.
I am a rogue, so I can stealthy away.
Yeah, well,
Proficient.
if you haven't caught on by now, I have created so much of a distraction, you've had a lot of run time.
So you hear a call out to Gundai, and you see a saber-toothed tiger come out of the Khan's tent.
Does it start going for
Comes over to Kukachin,
the silver?
the high priestess of Yamuga.
Oh, okay, Kokachin. Oh, there's so many Ko's at the moment.
And she points to the ground and says, "Seek." And you see the saber-toothed tiger stick its head down and start following.
I'm already on to you. Shit. I forgot what animals I've got. Do I have any sheet at all for... No, this is still Calcrix. All my sheets are still Calcrix.
Well, we'll need to do a new sheet then.
Yeah, I don't think I got a sheet for Thalia yet. We kind of have been lazy. There's been other games that have taken priority. Anyway, I know I can change into a bunch of animals.
You
Actually,
want to change into an animal and follow.
yes, I want to change into an animal that could take on the creature that she's got.
Not much can take on a saber-toothed tiger.
I know I've got a fair amount of creatures.
You could turn into a bear, but the bear itself will be smaller.
Is it stronger?
Might be stronger, but might not be as powerful.
Do they have... I don't know.
You've not met many saber-toothed tigers.
Angry elephants?
I don't think you've learnt elephant yet.
Okay. Big ass angry deer with lots of antlers?
You could probably turn into something like that. So you're wanting to stop the High Priestess action.
I would like to, if I succeed, outrace the cat, which I'm pretty sure I could do as an elk or any of those sorts of species, scoop her up into my antlers and just keep on fucking running. For a moment. And eventually, when the spiritual leader has calmed down, bring her back and then maybe have a conversation where we can smooth things out. But, I don't know. I'd rather that happen.
You did see it was the Khan's personal cat.
Do I understand what that means?
Not really, but...
I'm so new to this, I'm presuming I don't know fuck about... Oh, sorry. I don't know anything about their cultures.
So, it's the leader of all these people.
Yeah.
And it's his personal cat.
Well, I'm not going to hurt the cat. I just want to stop the...
Being given a task by one of his wives.
I just don't want it to kill the girl. I've just met her. I haven't got all the stories out of her yet.
She didn't say kill. She just said seek.
Is it too late for me to intervene with, if you'd like her back, I'm quite happy and capable of getting her back for you without putting her to harm, which would make me feel better about it?
Says, sure. You've got till sundown.
I
Calls
change
back,
into the fastest animal that I can and run off after her.
She calls back the tiger. So, M, you have a chance to talk with Kokachin before the others. Did you want to talk to her about anything?
So it was Ilsa that was the spiritual leader just now. thought it was Zal. I think that's why I was a bit confused. Oh.
So Zal was there earlier.
Ilsa? Bloody eyes.
So if you are talking at the moment, Em, you are currently on mute. So I'm assuming busy still. So Sue, did you wish to? Did Camdu wish to talk to the head cleric of Yamuga?
The head cleric of the what?
Yamuga, the
Yamuga.
yeah. Y-A-M-U-G-A.
She hasn't come out to approach me, so.
Well, she basically came out to say the Khan will see you another time.
Yeah, that's. I already told them that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. That's okay. I guess all I will say to her is thank her, and just say, well, I have something more to discuss with him, so when he's not so busy, I would appreciate it. I'll try again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to see him then.
She's happy to discuss anything for you. What do you want to discuss with him?
Oh, well then I asked her about if those Ethagarians had permission from the camp to attack those other ones.
She gives one of those looks you're used to of they're really hating politics sort of look. She goes, I will ask him and get him to follow up with you when he's free.
Thank you.
She's more like you. She's a very blunt to the point person.
Do you think I like this job? You know what I'd really rather be doing right now? I'd like to be with the other trees. In fact...
She says, you're not bringing the person.
What person?
The,
the other tree. Okay, yeah. Sadly, no. I don't know of anyone who would be happy in this transformation at this stage. But, should I come across anyone who is, I will send them to you.
What about your Monk of Many Tales?
Title? Are you...
Would you
with
like
us
to
still?
experience life in the slow lane?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Well, look, you get to stand above everyone else and then look down at them.
Darion said yes.
I kind of get a gist of that when I talk to Joseph.
Yeah. If we're waiting for tomorrow, and I believe Sal still needs to have a word with the spiritual thing, why decide... I'm gathering it's towards the end of the day by now, with all this running around. I'm happy... I say thanks for being my company today to everyone who's around me. If anyone wishes to accompany me, I'm walking to that grove of scraggy tree place. I don't know how many trees you see on this land. I know it's fairly flat, but I look for the most bushy area in the area that I can find. I'm like, I'm just gonna go
You find an area with about 4 or 5 trees.
convene with nature for a bit and just see what they have to say.
Okay, so when you reach there, you find Kukichin is set up there amongst the trees.
Would I be invading her space to spend time there also?
She's happy to share her space, and she asks where's the person you were bringing.
I said if I could find one, I'd bring them.
Well, you said you were going to bring that person back instead of sending the cat.
Oh, her. Well, that's right. What happened with that? Did I catch her?
No. You turned back and started talking to the priestess.
Okay. It's because I got pain brain and I didn't realise that I dropped that thread.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just quickly go back to that bit and see whether or not I catch her?
You can if you wish.
Alright, I see if I can catch Ilsa.
Okay, so eventually you come up to Ilsa. What do you ask Ilsa?
Can you please stop?
Why?
I don't think she's gonna do anything bad to you. I just think that she was making a joke. and it might work a little bit better if we did that in more less guilty looking terms. Because the first thing they think about you when you run is you've done something wrong. To be honest, to me that's neither here nor there, or really none of anyone's business. But at the moment we have this very important task for this guy called Regian, who pays us a shitload of money, that supplies us with great weapons and potions and mounts and our travel bills. It's worth quite a lot, and he's asked us to get this information. So...
But money's nothing in life, and she doesn't want to be my friend.
Well, you don't have to spend long with her. You could just say, you know...
What do I get in return?
What do you value?
Fun.
I will give you fun.
Okay, I will follow you.
Alright. We head back to Kukachin. Is she in the thingy?
Yeah, she's in the grove of trees.
Okay. Did she have more to say to Ilsa?
She asks Elsa why Elsa is so disrespectful.
I have no friends. I want friends.
She can give you some friends. Would you like some friends?
Yes, I would like friends.
Okay, give me a D20 roll. So, would like someone to roll it for you, or get Arietta to roll it for you?
I have a little dice rolling thing on the internet.
You mean you don't want to use my pretty metal blue dice with gold edging, or my obsidian dice that cost an obsidious amount of money to buy?
I would love you to use either of those.
I'll use the...
Yeah, so her 2 sets of dice are worth more than all my dice combined.
My first die sets, and I spent about $200. About like $180. Don't go halves. Alright, drop that one. Oh, you're shitting me. Take a photo of that.
So apparently one of the first natural 20s she got is on your character.
I am sending that to you if you're in my group.
So she says to you, unfortunately, Yumuga doesn't seem to like you that much, so she won't be your friend.
What?
She cast a spell on her, and she resisted.
Oh, okay. Aw.
Natural 20.
They're supposed to be good.
It is. She didn't get turned into a tree for a night.
Is that good?
That was what she was doing, was turning her into a tree for a night, so she had a grove of friends that wouldn't leave her. Literally.
I can send this to you via message if you're happy to. You don't have to have it, but it's usually geek things that we sometimes keep as sentimental things. But I don't know what your Facebook name is.
So do it on my Facebook page at this stage.
There's a Facebook page?
My Facebook page is she's linked in on that one. That way we're not saying people's names on recording.
Yeah, no, that's okay. You know me, I'm like...
I was about to say my name, I'm glad I didn't.
I'm Facebook blind.
That's why I say that, because that way it means
here we
people can't be easily found who don't want to be found. Okay, so yes, you have you end up spending the night in a very comfortable grove, and you hear stories of the Great Mother.
Sorry, I have an obligation still left to fill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to commune with Kokichi, but I did promise Little Elf fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to 5 or 6 of the other big enough trees in the area, and I say, I would like you to help the elf have a roller coaster / carousel / jumping castle ride. As in, they bounce her around from tree to tree until you can get so high without dropping her on the floor.
They are more than happy to oblige.
Is that fun?
I have the best of time.
I knew I had you covered.
Okay, and as we're now past 11 o'clock at
Yeah.
night, and some people have to get up early tomorrow. I will.
Who the hell's getting up to? Oh, you are. Oh yeah, CanCon. Sorry.
So
I'm
if
going to Hancock too, so I'm up early.
you'd like to chat for a few minutes afterwards, I will end the session with some music and recording, and then we can talk briefly afterwards. So mute yourself for the moment, and I will see you shortly.
No, don't do that.